So Peter, tell us how the mission partnership first developed here.
Well, partnership has been happening in some ways for a while informally, in terms of team working within each of the parishes, and also some informal cooperation between parishes. We've supported each other in different ways, so we're no strangers to each other. We've also been aware of the forecasts of reduced numbers of clergy. They've been around for a bit, and we've had in the back of our minds this would affect the way the ministry and mission are done in our area and indeed other areas. So the crunch for us actually came when our vicar at Kimberworth Park, Steve Millwood, left some 4+ years ago, and the question then was whether we fought for our deserving case as a Love and Priority area parish, or whether we looked for another way of doing things which involved much more cooperation, sharing with the neighbouring parishes, and we opted for the latter. And the outcome of that was the setting up of then we called it cluster, of the 4 parishes with 3 clergy, where the clergy were curates in each other's parishes. In our own case at Kimberworth Park, a lay leadership team was commissioned, which took additional responsibilities, additional for the laity, and accountable to the clergy. And we had a memorandum of understanding which sort of set that out, and that was commissioned by Bishop Cyril. Of course, a lot's happened since then. And we've had to adapt to changing circumstances, further loss of clergy, new people coming on board. So Lynn is new to the now mission partnership,
yes.
And we'll have her impressions of how it's been and how it is for her coming in and taking a fresh view.
Yeah, but quite interesting coming into it, because I'd seen the documents about what the cluster at that time was, mission partnership, as we're phrasing it now, and then spending this past year for me has been a time really of just trying to get the wider view of what the mission partnership is, what we're about, and sort of trying to develop that understanding. Is it just about doing some things together, or enabling each church in its location to be the church in that location? And it's brought some pressures with it, I think, hasn't it, in the sense that been able to develop relationships here in Greasbrough, to some extent at Kimberworth Park, but not yet had that time to bring it across a meeting with the folks at Kimberworth.
I think that the mission partnership is quite exciting in the sense of, to all of us, it's still new.
Yeah.
And to you it's particularly new. We've had quite a good relationship with Peter and St John's for a little while. And we want that to continue and develop, but we also want to continue and develop here also. We already are trying to involve the cluster in all that we do. We've got this where we're trying to advertise what we're doing with email or posters, so that all the 4 churches, all the 3 churches apart from ourselves, know what's going on. Little thing we had recently, for example, was the variety show, when some of Peter's people came down and performed for us at our variety concert, which worked very well.
Yeah, I think it's important to worship together, to be joined as brothers and sisters in Christ. But for me, I think an integral part of being in a mission partnership is about enabling the church to be the church in the locality where it is. And I think, Trevor, you'd already mentioned about each church being unique in its setting, and I know that that's something that we've talked about before, and we're looking at how we can develop that so that our energy isn't just on keeping meeting together going. It's about being the church where God has called us and gifted us to be the church. I don't know if you wanted to say anything more to that, Peter.
Yes, each church has its own unique identity and range of gifts and experience, and we're already discovering that we can learn a lot from each other. We've been doing that, I think, over the recent months. And one of the questions for us, I think, will be what are those things which we can do best locally within our own parishes, and what's done more effectively across a wider area. And I wonder if the point might come where we discern that God's calling us to do something perhaps within one parish, but which the whole partnership supports. Maybe a fresh expression or something like that. That's looking way over the horizon, but there are tremendous possibilities.